Ho ho, kazar everybody, and welcome to another episode of Camps. Jesus Christ, we're on 28, we're only 2 away from 30. And as I watch this lovely, lovely sunset, I think, man, only 2 weeks and we'll be on 30. Jesus Christ, what have I done with my life? But we have camps to review, and we have things to do. So we must kick it off instantly with NovaWhit's camp. NovaWhit's, there's an S because it's his camp, and that's a thingy. But I actually kind of like this camp, especially for this. I don't think I've seen that happen before that. I've seen it happen with little letters, but I haven't seen it happen with anything else. And I noticed something. NovaWhit has got the upgraded Protectron. And what I mean by that is it's still buggy as hell. And I don't know if it was rollerblading or simply just defying the laws of motion, but he had that. The design of the actual camp overall is kind of basic. It's a rectangle. It's what I like to call a barn shape. It fills within a gap of buildings that are designed to have a specific type of roof, and sometimes they normally have a door on the side. It makes them look a little bit like a barn if you build it out of wood, but it's quite nice. And I do like the fact that people are using the stuff to the signs. There we go. I'm losing my train of thought. I like the fact that people are now using these signs. I didn't get them, and I can't remember if I can still get them, but I did not get them, and I wish I did. However, the interior of this camp is a little bit lacking. I will give you that, Nova. It is a teeny tiny little bit lacking in, well, anything, really. It's just kind of your essentials. It's a functionalist, I guess it would be the word to call it. You prefer function over form. So it's designed more along the lines of selling stuff and crafting stuff, and that's perfectly fine. I don't build these camps anymore. I've actually just realised, because I'm always building stupid, kooky stuff or killing myself with one-to-one recreations. I never get a chance to build these anymore. It's kind of sad, but at the same time, it's kind of fun. That wiring, by the way, ooh, that's a little bit on the nose. But as I always do, I decided to take you through. I don't rate these anymore. I only do design and layout. So the design of the first camp, because it's a barn-shaped camp, as I like to call them, it's still okay. It's a nice camp. It's a sturdy camp. All the stuff on the outside with the hovering, floaty Protectron, perfectly fine. So I gave the design out of 10. Remember, I do them out of 10 now. If you haven't seen it, go back and check the last episode. I've changed the math. But I now do it out of 10. So for the design, it's a 6 out of 10. I think if you would have brought it a little bit closer inland and then made it so where your water purifier behind the camp actually had like a dock going down to it, would have been better. But it's a nice even 6, and it's also for the fact that there's nothing. It's a simple thing. It's a basic design that everybody goes for. However, for the layout, I did go for 5 because there's not really much there. It's because it's a functionalist camp and not a decorative one. There's not really much there. So altogether, that would have given you a 11, plus the 1 extra gives you a 12. It's a thumbs up, my friend. It's a nice camp. I will definitely come back and buy stuff if I ever bump into you again. However, ladies and gentlemen, I have something I want to talk to you about, and that is, right now, a good chunk of you are not subscribed to my channel. 76.8% to be exact. I would vastly appreciate if you would join in the 19.9 who have, and subscribe. But that is it. We're moving on to the second camp. See, you've always got to do quick little things like that. We're doing QWERTYMan's camp. I love the name. It makes me want to go and play QWOP again. I don't know why. Probably because you have to play QWOP with the QWERTY keys. But I did like this. This is built in a pre-existing location, because you can't place things like that truck down. This is a pre-existing location build. And once again, don't really see these that much anymore. I mean, only people on YouTube build them. However, I must praise QWERTYMan for this beautiful, over the top, just you want to make love to it. That was that was a bunch of weird noises that I made, but that was a very beautifully designed farm right there. However, 2 things. 1, I don't like the fact that your foundations overhang, and 2, Bethesda, you lazy fucks, why have you put the top black layer of your foundation on the bottom? Kind of weird, you lazy little buggers. But this, I would say this also kind of fits within a barn-style camp. Pretty much, it comes to the design of the roof that normally gives away a barn. However, this is actually a perfectly square, angled roof instead of the other one, which was a triangular pointed roof with flat edges. So it's more of a house roof, I guess you could say, but I'm going to throw it in. In fact, fuck it, I'll throw it in with my house builds. But it was nice to see that someone had actually labelled... I don't know why you need to do that, but it was nice to see someone had actually labelled these things. Also, the fact that they're all level and possibly only off by like a centimetre in-game is dedication there, my friend QWERTY. It's absolutely beautiful. And I like the fact that this QWERTYman followed the 90-degree rule and has tried his best and has pretty much succeeded to get everything at a perfect parallel angle to each other, so that the stuff's up against the wall and nice and flush. Like, there's no crazy kooky designs or anything like that. The decoration is very nice. Overall, I gave the design a 4, and you were knocked down because of your overhanging foundations. Probably due to the fact that you wanted to build at this specific location for a reason. Whatever your reason may be, don't have to tell me, it's your reason. But it's the fact that it's overhanging and it's ugly. If you were to go under there and build something down there, then yes, it would have way been better, because you would have been incorporating... You would have made a basement, which would have been very interesting to see. I might actually do that now. However, the interior layout is a good old-fashioned 7. He does, but you don't see it, but he does actually have an open purifier, which I missed like an idiot. Also, there's a Tesla rifle plan at the top of this that I'm about to buy because it's dirt cheap, and I can't be asked questioning for it. But yeah, so we got a 4, a 7, and a 1 for your extras. You're on a 12. You've matched the previous one. It's the only letdown, I think, was the overhanging. But you still get a thumbs up, my friend. You still get a thumbs up. It's a very nice build. I would definitely come back if you have more cheap plans. Yeah. However, the final build, which falls within the realm of a museum, is Rakul's. I want to say Rakul's. Rakul's? R-A-K-H... L-U-R. I'm not even going to try. But, of course, there is a Mothman statue right there, so what must we do? That is right. We must praise the Mothman, everybody. Praise the Mothman. Do the dance at home. I'm actually legitimately doing the dance right now. But this falls within a museum, because it is Nuka-Cola themed. So it's either a restaurant or it's a museum. And by the look of it, I'm thinking it's a museum. Or a stilted restaurant. I don't know. We'll throw it in one of them. However, I really did like this camp. With all the Nuka-Cola stuff that came out recently, I haven't seen a lot of Nuka-Cola builds, which is kind of weird, because a lot of people bought that Nuka-Cola stuff and then just never built anything with it. Or I haven't come across it. I don't know. But I love this. So this is built on a watering hole. I had to kill some bees when I got here. I don't like bees. I'm like Nicolas Cage. You know, the bees are the bees, whatever. In, what is it, Wicker Man or something? Who knows? But I also just noticed that crocodile sign. I'm an idiot. I thoroughly enjoyed this build. It is segmented. And when I say segmented, I mean proportioned, like an actual house, perfectly. And also, that's a very bright Nuka-Cola bottle. But everything has a specific spot and has room, and this person must have sat down and drawn out a blueprint like a lot of us do on YouTube. A lot of YouTubers that I talk to actually draw plans for... Yeah, it's kind of sad and nerdy, but we love it. I loved this entire build. I could not find anything wrong with this build, apart from that tree coming through the wall right there. I love the fact that he's placed the Nuka-Cola Ranger Girl on... like she's actually sat on the thing. It's very beautiful. I love it. Everything has got a specific place. The floor there is a little bit off, and I do like the fact that you've incorporated the posters as well. Very nice. Loved it wholeheartedly. And you've labelled them, of course. So, overall, your design, though stilted and quite basic, is funky enough, and by funky I mean it doesn't fit within the realm as it's just a square or a rectangle. It is funky enough that it deserves a good old-fashioned 8. You get an 8 on this one, my friend. There is absolutely nothing wrong with your foundation. I don't care that the stairs are clipping through the ground. Sometimes you've got to do that, or depending on the location you're at, so I'm perfectly fine with that. You don't have anything overhanging. You don't have anything out of place. You don't have... It's not basic. Basically, it's nice and a little bit out of the box, and especially doing it around a watering hole was quite nice. And you didn't even put any purifiers in it. That was interesting to see. And of course, the layout itself, the interior, for it being absolutely delicious. Also, that's some cheap, perfectly preserved pie right there, like super cheap. But because it is so very nice, so very, very muy caliente, as it were, you've also got another 8, and you had an open purifier around the back. You also had an open extractor, but I don't do extractor points, I'm afraid. You also had a, your purifier around the back, so you get a whopping 17, my friend. Why? How good is that? It is absolutely beautiful. I loved this camp, and I will definitely come back to this camp at some point. If you have plans. Plan farming is kind of the thing I'm going for right now, as well as trying to get a full set of chameleon armor. Yeah, I'm missing the legs, I believe, for the chameleon armor, but that is what I'm trying to do right now. I need to get into farming, ladies and gentlemen. Also, that's a lot of 5mm and 10mm rounds. Oh, and shotgun rounds. Jesus Christ, I've only just noticed that. But you get a thumbs up there. Very nice. I loved it. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me in today's episode of Camps. Don't worry, I think I've managed to narrow down exactly how I want to do this now. So I don't think the camps will be changing anytime soon. It's a very nice episode of Camps right there, and the math, I think, is now perfect. But, like I said, I would vastly appreciate if the 79.6, I think it was, % of you who aren't subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe to my channel. It really does help me out, and spurs me on to make these videos even more, and the stupid stuff that I make with my builds. But, thank you for watching. You know the drill. Like, share, and subscribe. And, until the next time, stay awesome.